Hey guys, it's me, Pokemon, and today I want to bring you the top 5 characters for the Black Order update in Marvel Strike Force. So there's a couple of characters that are going to be coming out soon that aren't in the game quite yet. Like Ebony Maw, I think he's a contender for one of the best characters in the game. But regardless of that, I still wanted to put out this video today talking about who I think the top 5 characters are in the game. There's certainly a lot of contenders. There's a lot of very good characters like Nick Fury, Magneto, Minerva. But we've had a lot of incredible characters come into this game. And a funny thing you might notice is I don't have any of these characters unlocked that I'm going to talk about today, just to give you an idea of who's going to be in this list. So that'll explain why I'm still struggling with getting through Dark Dimension 1. But I still want to talk about who I think are the best 5 characters in this game right now based off of what they can do, what I've seen them do, and I'm fairly confident about this list. I think you could maybe argue different characters for 5th or 4th place, but I think you guys will like who I put there. I think you'll see why. So 5th, I have Mr. Sinister. So you might be like, well, why put Mr. Sinister here? What does Mr. Sinister do? Well, Mr. Sinister can clone somebody, which is kind of incredible. This is very incredible. So what Mr. Sinister can do essentially is he can turn fights into a 6v5, and I'm going to talk about all these other characters here that I think are really good, but Mr. Sinister can summon any of those characters on this list. He's kind of mind-blowing. Like, he is just super good. Like, Mr. Sinister is just such a good character in this game. He has some nice healing too, but I mean, really the best part about his kit right here is this clone. I mean, this clone is literally so good. I don't think you guys can understand how crazy good this is, that Mr. Sinister can just summon in a whole nother, character. And it's not just some dinky minion summon that some of these other characters do. Mr. Sinister is bringing in a whole nother character to help fight. So that is just, oh my goodness, Mr. Sinister's so good. Next up is Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is really super good because of her passive. If we scroll down right here, on enemy turn, if this character has no other protector allies, 50% chance to apply offense down to that enemy. So essentially, Yo-Yo in a lot of PvP scenarios is going to be applying offense down to the enemy team every single turn, no matter what. Because really, if you look at this top list that I'm putting out today, there's no protectors on it. There's not a lot of top tier protectors right now. There's Thanos, so the Black Order team might be isn't really affected by this, but most meta teams right now don't have a protector on it. So essentially, once you upgrade this a bit more, then it does go to 100% offense down, but she's applying offense down to the whole enemy team, and essentially you're cutting the enemy team's damage in half permanently. I mean, that is, like, just let that soak in. The enemy team is dealing half as much damage as they potentially could, just because of Yo-Yo. So that's kind of awesome. Next up on the list is Ultron. So now that I have these last 3 characters, there's sort of a one character counters the other character, and then that's why the character goes on above the other one on the list. So first up is Ultron, and you'll see why he's not above the other characters that I'll talk about next. So Ultron, really good character. He's just sort of a monster. He can pretty much just do whatever he wants. He'll summon in all these Ultron minions, and then he works. He buffs himself with them. He spreads all these buffs with them. He has like this incredible ult right here, and then he just goes crazy pretty much. He just summons in a ton of minions, and then he just gets a ton of damage, a ton of utility. Plus, if he starts at full health at the start of a match, then he gets to revive. He's just sort of a crazy character that once he gets going, pretty much can dominate an entire team all by himself. You'll see him in a lot of teams, especially when Casino's putting him on those blitz teams. They're putting him with a bunch of rando characters that are garbage, because Ultron's literally so good, he'll carry a team on his own. That's just, like, Ultron's so good, especially with the fact he gets to revive and come back again. But you'll notice who I placed second on this list is Black Bolt. Now Black Bolt, his passive right here, well, first off, it's sort of a direct counter to villain tech right here. If the enemy is villain tech, he does more damage against them. But what's also kind of cool about this is it sort of makes sense, because Black Bolt's sort of arch rival is Maximus, who's a villain tech character. He's not in the game yet, but in sort of the Inhumans universe, Maximus is his like evil brother, and he has all this tech, so he's probably gonna be a tech villain. So this works well for that whenever Maximus comes to the game, but conveniently right now it completely counters Ultron as well. So essentially, if Black Bolt gets the kill on Ultron, then Ultron doesn't come back, and that takes out one of the best things in Ultron's kit. Black Bolt can essentially shut down teams. You know, he has this really awesome thing where he does a bunch of bonus damage against somebody when they drop below a certain percentage of their health, and Black Bolt can just wipe out teams. The rest of his skills are really good too. I mean, look at the damage on this. I mean, he has an insane ultimate, a lot of damage coming out from that. His ultimate his special pretty good too, and his he clears positive effects with his basic attack and flips them. So I mean, he's just a great character all around, but his passive is really what makes him great, especially for the fact that he can shut down some characters like Ultron that are really incredible in the meta. And then now we have some character does one thing to counter one character, which counters another character. The best character in the game, I still think, is Phoenix. The reason why I think Phoenix is still the best character in the game is because she can still revive whenever Black Bolt kills her, because she doesn't revive like Ultron, she summons Dark Phoenix. So she really doesn't, she doesn't get countered by Black Bolt. She still gets to do whatever she wants, even with Black Bolt. So that's why I'm putting her above Black Bolt. She has a lot of nice stuff in her kit. She clears positive effects with her basic attack. She can heal her team right here with her special, and then her ultimate. She clears positive effects. Does damage, but what's really awesome is then when she revives, which then she has all this crazy stuff in her revived kit. She's dealing a lot more damage here with her ultimate. She's dealing a lot of damage with her special here, and then she's also dealing a lot of damage with her basic attack. So Phoenix essentially gets 2 lives no matter what. You know, that's what makes Ultron really good. He can just get things rolling, deal a ton of damage, summon in a ton of minions. But the problem is he can get countered by Black Bolt and he can't get revived. So you know, it's sort of the best case scenario when you're fighting Ultron. Ultron only gets 1 life. Phoenix is always going to get 2 lives. As of now, you know, Ebony Maw is going to really mess with Phoenix when he comes out. But as of now, Black Bolt doesn't counter Phoenix, and Phoenix still gets to do pretty much whatever she wants. That's why I put her above Black Bolt. Black Bolt's damage is great. A lot of nice stuff in Black Bolt's kit, and you could maybe make an argument for Black Bolt to be better than Phoenix. But I just think Phoenix has a lot more utility, a lot more damage. I just think Phoenix is the better overall character for a team. Phoenix is a really awesome character. So overall, 5th place, Mr. Sinister. His summon, incredible. You know, I mean, you could probably put Mr. Sinister in the first place for this list, because he can summon in any one of these characters, so he can pretty much do anything anyone else does, but that'd be kind of cheap. Yo-Yo, she cuts the damage output of an entire team in half. I mean, mind-blowing. 3rd place, Ultron. He's just sort of a one-man machine, one robot machine, I suppose. He can just dominate by himself by summoning a ton of minions and buffing, and oh my goodness, Ultron's a pain to deal with. Black Bolt, 2nd place, because he counters Ultron, which is one of the best characters in the game, plus a lot of damage himself, synergizes well with the Inhumans. And then first up is Phoenix, because she doesn't get countered by Black Bolt, and I think she has a lot of awesome utility. So let me know what you guys think about this top 5 down below. Let me know who your top 5 is, and because I'd really like to see that, because it's something I want to try to put out monthly. And I'm gonna have a little infographic come up. That'll be in my infographic channel on my Discord server. I'm going to try doing a lot more infographics for my videos, so that way I can compile them and send them out to people to sort of help people playing the game get an idea of who's good and stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoy these kind of videos. And again, this is something I hope to do a lot more routinely now with updates and stuff like that. But with that being said, what do I really know? I am only an 18-year-old. Hope everyone can have a happy and healthy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.